What's going on, guys? Sorry for the late review. I was super tired after the game yesterday. Not that it was a total doze fest, it wasn't a great game by any stretch of the imagination. But I was too tired. I wasn't going to do the review. It would have just been nothing, really. So I know it's late. I know it was a draw, quote-unquote boring game. I thought we played okay. We didn't have really many chances, though. I don't know. It's just it was a stale game. There's no way for me to get around that. Alright guys, get my coffee in there. But you know what? We'll jump into some rankings. I'll still try to make a great review for you guys, give you something nice. Looking forward to that cup game. I saw a comment before I jump in the rankings. A guy said something like, a Mickey Mouse Cup. And that's how I felt about that cup too. Same with Europa League, it's a lesser, if it's not Champions League, then it doesn't matter, or it's still nice, but it's not Champions League. That's true. I mean, Champions League is where it's at for sure. That being said, a major trophy, still a major trophy. So even the Capital One Cup is still considered a major trophy. I will gladly take that. So a Mickey Mouse Cup still gets you to Disneyland. That's what came to me today. It's like, okay, yeah, I could do with another cup for our team, especially when we've been going through quite a lot in the last little while. So I'm really, really pumped, really stoked for that game. And Europa League, my thoughts on Europa League have changed a bit too, because I think it's probably easier to win the FA Cup than to win the Europa League, right? Because you would think you're going to have a tougher time advancing in the Europa League because of all the competition there. Whereas the FA Cup, yeah, you're going to have some tough games, but that's just England. And, it might only be really, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. And you might get lucky in there, not even having much of a challenge. So, obviously the FA Cup seems like a bigger deal than the Europa League, than the Europa League Cup. I'm not even sure what to call that. I'd have to check on that again. But when you think about it, it's actually tougher to win the Europa League, and you get the Champions League spot too, right? So anyway, just a whole bunch of stuff for you guys there. Some of my thoughts. Give you guys what I got for the rankings. Obviously didn't go through any numbers yet. I just kind of do them on the fly a lot of the times for you guys. Mignolet was actually really good. Again, not many shots on either side for this game. But Mignolet had 2 great saves, and I gave him one minus for something. But he was pretty good. So I mean, I could give him. I don't even think I'm gonna go into numbers for our guys. Maybe I won't do numbers today. I'll just say good, pretty good. And if they're really good, maybe give them a number. It's a stale game. Yeah, what are you going to do? I thought Klein was really good. Did get him with a couple minuses, 5 positives, 2 minuses. But he looked good. I mean, that 1 minus was just one silly giveaway he did or something. But other than that, he looked a lot better. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Klein in his more recent games. Definitely on an uptrend there. Sacco was fine. I have 3 positives. Not a lot of markings, but he was good. Torre was really good. I was joking with my dad. He was the man of the match up until a certain point. Then he did 2 really bad things. So I got him with 5 positives. One was a really good opportunity, or a really good save that the other team had a chance on. And Torre really saved us on one. So that was huge. 2 minuses, but he was good. I had him go for man of the match, but then Coutinho was still my obviously man of the match, and then Torre still kind of went down. So all in all, not bad. Pretty good game for Torre. Moreno was really good from what I could tell. No minuses. I didn't catch him with any minuses. 5 positives. Is it a 10 performance? No, right? So, was he our best defender? He wasn't standoutish. Thing about Moreno, again, I have told you guys, he's really good. He's a fast player, but he gets caught. He does silly things sometimes. But he looked pretty good. And he had you know what? He had that really great shot on net. He banged. I could have done a reaction video. My dad and I had a lot of jokes, I think, going in the last one. But I won't do them for draws usually. It's just, to me, it's the time and everything that goes into it. It's a lot. So I usually won't do it for draws. Unless it's a high-scoring game or goals or something. But Moreno had this one shot, and I was going to yell at him. Like, what are you doing shooting from out there? But he really cracked it, really hit it hard. So then I was like, you know what? If you can do that, if you can get the power on it and get it through, go ahead. So I liked I do like what I'm seeing from Moreno. He's just, you know what I think? Moreno, it's like, yeah, he's good in that wing back spot at times, but he's not as solid as some other guys. But this is where it's interesting because Rogers would always put him in the midfield, right, when he would try to get him in. And I can see why, because I think he is better and he's less risky. It's less of a risk to have him. I don't know if it's something he can work on. If it's an instinct thing, then it's hard to work on that. But I'm trying to think of the last time he really he had the penalty in the Norwich game. I really gave him, I told him to get a new haircut, if you guys remember that reaction. I was just saying it because I was just kind of mad at the time, eh? I was watching it after it. I left that in there because I thought it was funny. But yeah, he had that. Obviously, there was one against the one against Chelsea way back. There's been a few times where he's got caught, but it hasn't been he hasn't been that bad, right? So maybe he needs just like a solid year playing in that role for him to realize his mistakes and for Klopp to show him and the guys and all the trainers to say, hey, come on, this is what you got to work on. Because if he can learn how to not get caught or not get beat or do something silly, like, he's a very, very good player. I really like him a lot still, regardless of some of his flaws and mistakes. So, okay, I spent a lot of time on Moreno. That being said, I don't know who our best defender was. Overall, I gotta hit the camera there. Overall, I'd say Klein or Torre. I'll give it to Sacco. You know what? I can't pick one. They all have their thing. I can't give a best defender for this game. Henderson, you know what? I'll skip Henderson for a second. I didn't mark Ibe, but he looked okay when he came on. I know he did lose the ball once. But sometimes it's weird, man. I'll watch a soccer game. I'll watch a football game, and something will happen before the play where it's almost like a team psychology. Like, that moment, even though it's past, will still somehow affect the other moment. And I knew I was going to lose the ball. But I knew that because it's like the intensity of those moments combined together. Like, it bounces like that. It does things like that sometimes. And when he lost the ball, I thought, oh man, everyone's going to get him for that. Because he always gets, he always does silly things like that. But honestly, the game was so dull, I was just like, go for it, Ibe. So I thought I was okay when he came on, aside from that. Didn't mark him. Milner was, he was non-existent in most of the game. Then he kind of picked up a bit. I got him with 3 positives, 2 minuses. He was okay, but he was kind of invisible for a lot of the game. And again, you guys will hear me say this. Sometimes I think it's just the way the game funnels to one part of the field or to one. I wasn't blaming him because he's a workhorse and he will run. And he did do things in this game, for sure. But he just seemed like his presence wasn't noticed till 60 minutes, 70 minutes in, maybe. To me, anyways. But all in all, it was okay. Give him an okay ranking. No numbers, just something today. Chan, you know what? Chan was really good. And, well, I'll just say his positives first. You get 3 positives. 1 was a huge save. And 1 minus. But I really like Chan. And you guys know how hard I was on Chan for quite a while. But he can be really good at times, and I really like how he's vocal. He really has, regardless of his skill, and I think he does have some good skill, for sure, and he can run really well and tackle really well. He's got, in terms of his vocalism and energy and fight, he's got captain written all over him, you know? And I had seen this, people talking about this almost a couple of years ago, ever since we've had him, saying that. And I believe that back then. There's some good things, because he's always been very conscious of a team effort and bringing the guys together and getting on the guys for things, you know. But in a positive way, even though he might look angry. I do really like Chan there. I think he's definitely a leader. Can his skills follow? Can he develop? He's still very young, and he's a big guy. He's like a stallion out there, like a big horse, you know? That's what I think of when I see him. I'm like, this guy, man, if this guy can work on his football, not that he's bad or nothing, but he's got the frame, he's got the leadership in him, for sure. Now he's got to hone those skills and talents and bring it up to the next level. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Chan. And this goes on to now the Henderson thing. Okay, so, you know, Henderson, I don't know, like, so many people, like, my dad goes off on Henderson like crazy, guys. You guys would get a kick out of it, especially if you don't like Henderson. My thoughts on Henderson, there's days when I don't think he should be captain, and then there's days when I do. I know on social media, the more popular, from what I've seen, thing is that he's garbage, shouldn't be our captain, da. But then there's moments where I'm like, I don't know. I mean, he's a midfielder. Yeah, he doesn't put in goals, but he's a midfielder, right? And the one flaw I had about Henderson in this game is that he was, I'm looking at the time here, it's already gone long, but yeah, I'm giving you guys some extra stuff because I got to make the review good, stale game. So we'll go into not so much just the match review, but really talk to you about some other things, you know, about our team, about our club. So, where was I going on about Henderson? So, you know, he's got some really good moments too. There was one game he came back and played when he first came back from being injured with his heel, and we know he's playing in pretty severe pain. I think I ranked him with like a 13 or a 14, you know, when I would bust the scales past 10. I mean, he was just working so hard and doing so much. He has it in him. Like, he can do it. Can he sustain it? You know, and I don't know. Okay, this is what I was going to say about Henderson. Here's a negative about him. I noticed a lot of the times his kind of default settings, if you will, he plays very defensive football, and you know, sometimes it's good to, depending on who you're playing and what the game is and how it's going, it's good to be more conservative, for sure. But this is what I don't like, is when we turn the ball around. And I'm not just talking about passing back to the defender. If your instinct is to just have your whole body turn backwards to protect the ball, kind of like in basketball when you post up. For those of you guys that don't know basketball, posting up is when you're like, you turn your back on the guy and you bounce the ball back in and push on him, right? That's posting them up. So it's a defensive way of still progressing. But I noticed with Henderson, he did this quite a lot in the game, and I was yelling at him for it. There won't be anyone 20 yards in front of him, but he'll still do that, and I think it's out of a habit, okay? Now, I know his job at times, he does have to hold the midfield, right? Like, I understand that. So I think that's why he does that. But you need to have, you got to be better than that, okay? Those 20 yards, man, you got to be able to check and know and go for it. Like, the whole idea of winning a game is you got to attack somehow. And I don't know. That was my criticism against him. A positive for Henderson. I still remember that, obviously, the way back, you know, last year, probably almost a year ago now, was the that great goal he had against City when we won against City, when we had a little mini streak going there. It was a nice goal from Henderson. And that's it. We don't have many highlights from him. I understand that. And the really cool one, this is probably my favorite one, is, and I'm sure you guys have seen this, I'm sure you know it, is when Diego Costa, I think it was in a Capital One Cup game last year, he's 30, right? We know how dirty that guy is. And he tried to be all tough in front of Henderson. And Henderson, just that stare of death. I'm telling you, man. When Henderson just got right in his face and looked at him, that did a lot. That meant a lot for me. That's where I'm like, wow, that's our captain. That was pretty amazing. So I don't want, my dad's all about Henderson shouldn't even be in there. We should get rid of him. We should sell him. I don't know. There's days when I think we could. His market value's high. We get a lot for him. Maybe we'll get a better player. But I don't know. I mean, with the way things are, we'll see what happens at the end of the season. I just don't want to write him off. I know that's the popular thing, and believe me, there's times that I do. But then there's other times where I'm like, wow. So I'm still not there with Henderson. I don't know. He did not have a good game. Okay, so that's why I got all that out there and said all that about him. Because I just wanted to let you guys know how I feel about Henderson. I had him with 4 minuses and 3 positives. He was not good at all for our guys. And the thing I don't like about Henderson is he always tries to do long balls, or kicks it right at the goalie for a shot. I was saying to my dad, it's like he's going for the glory. Why is he always trying to go for the glory, right? So am I accusing him of being a glory hog? No. Okay, take it with a grain of salt what I'm saying. He does really good things at times. So I'm still, the jury's out still on Henderson. I'm trying to give him a chance, A lot of times when I see a whole bunch of people go on someone, I try to find, I try not to throw in the towel. I always like to give people second, third chances, but we'll see what happens with Hendo, And you got to remember, he is playing hurt. He's playing through pain. Who knows how tough that is for him. I'll speed through the rest, guys. We're at 17 minutes. I can't believe how long this review is, but I know there's good content for you guys today. I'm just going to go more off the cuff anyway. Usually I save more time for the end. Origi came on, was pretty good. 1+. That's all I got for him. Firmino, Coutinho, Sturridge looked really good. We didn't have a lot of opportunities up there. Honestly, I don't know what happened. And you know what? Because the review's late, I can't even remember in my mind if I had any criticisms or reasons why. Didn't really mark any notes. But Firmino had 6 positives. Coutinho, 6 positives. Either one of them could have been man of the match. Sturridge, 4 positives. 1 big minus was the goal he missed. And yeah, that was our big chance, was that one. And then they had one. We both had a few chances, but they had the one that went off the post. So the draw made sense, But that's it for the players. I like, Firmino, Coutinho, and Sturridge. They did look good out there. But it's just, I don't know. Is it our midfield? Because it's not like these guys that we were playing were really good. That's what's concerning me right now. When you have Firmino, Coutinho, and Sturridge playing up there together, I expect a lot more than a 0-0 result in a Europa League game against, what's their name? I don't even remember the team's name. Augsburg or something? I forgot it already. You guys can just let me know in the comments, but not that you guys will. But anyway, I think that's it. But, I don't know. I was just, hey, you know what? We got to play them at home. Considering that it was not a great match at all, at least we're not going down a goal or something. We're still in there. We got the cup game. We'll see what happens. We can still shoot for top 4. So there's still, second half now of the season. We're getting into it now. And we could have some pretty exciting things, and then we'll see. So guys, that's it. As you can see, I'm just rambling towards the end here. 20 minutes. Who's going to watch it? You know, awesome that you guys would watch it. I really appreciate it. You know, these bigger videos, especially when it's a lesser entertaining game. Hope you guys like the Outer Space Colo Torre, no need to be upset thumbnail I did there. I'm really loving doing those things for you guys. And yeah, so I guess that's it. But thanks again, guys. Love you guys. All my Liverpool friends, Liverpool fans out there. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got, guys. All right, go get them. See you guys later.